Bull market almost confirmed. Hello people, I'm the Naked Trader and today I will analyze Bitcoin USDT, Bull Network USDT, Coca-Cola, Arbitrum USDT, NetEase Incorporated and Ethereum USDT. Let's start with Bitcoin. Bull market almost confirmed. This week's closure will be very important because we are at the heavy resistance area of the last drop off, which brought us all the way to the lows, and also the lows of the bull market before the previous bull market. Okay, so this week's closure and next week's candle will be very important. Hopefully we have a weekly gain on next week's candle, but let's find it out in today's analyze. I will make the chart visible. So you can see currently at the resistance of 31k. We still maintaining the upwards construction. So nice. From the weekly I will change to the daily. As I've drawn in last week and the week before, the scenario played out very well. This is the resistance point 31.13. So congrats if you took a short there. And now we prefer to see to hold as high as possible. So I will adjust this chart a bit. Go back to the weekly. What's important for now? I will draw in some levels. Important for now. Change to the daily. So we prefer to hold above the 27,800, and even if we hold higher, the higher the better. To go straight up and test the 32k. And then the next stop probably straight to 36k. So yeah. So either we will hold high around 29k, or the more defensive one around 27.8k, and then try to test the 32k. So coming this week's closure and next week, very important. Let's see if we can maintain the upwards construction, and if we gain this last drop off, which brought us all the way here, then we can confirm the bull market. Yeah. We don't prefer to go back all the way to 25k. Still possible, but for now these are the best two scenarios. Yeah. Okay, so that's the plan for Bitcoin coming days. And from Bitcoin I'll change to Wu Network versus USDT. This is the weekly chart. And what do we see? Lows. We have weekly gain from this drop off. We create a higher low, print a higher high. Hopefully today. Okay, for now I will draw in some levels. Okay, so previous weekly tops were 26 cents. We are currently at 31 cents. Not much resistance between 26 and 42 cents. Let's see if we can find a nice area to enter a possible long. I'll change to the 4-hour. Okay, this one's already tested. 26 cents, yeah. So either we go all the way back to 23 cents, between 22 and 23 cents, or to the start of the impulse 20 cents, but I prefer to hold a little higher. Go back to the daily. That is the resistance, currently resistance 33.6 cents. Okay. So the scenarios will probably be either a test between 22.4 and 23.4 cent and try to break the 33 cent, and if we succeed then the pot to 42 cent is pretty open. Where we go straight to the 42 cent, retest around 33 cent, and continue the upwards momentum. And the most defensive is to go back to the start of the impulse, and that's around 20.5 cents, and try to break the 33 cents. I will aim for the entry around 22.46. How much will it be? A potential profit of more than 49%, so that's very nice. Okay, and from Wool Network versus USDT, I will go to Coca-Cola Company. Currently at the monthly chart. Oh, currently also at all-time high levels. Okay, from the monthly, the construction is upwards, low and high, higher low, not an higher high, but another higher low. So we have compression. If the compression follows extension, can be both ways. This is the weekly chart. Low, high, higher low, lower high, higher low. Okay. If we manage to print another higher high, then an entry around $56.36 will be nice, and try to continue aiming for another higher high. Okay, about 20% potential. If we reject, so we print a lower high here. If we reject and print another lower high, then we will probably go back to the start of the impulse, and that's around 54.51 cents, and try to come back. And if we lose support here, the 54.51 cent, then I'll probably wait until it's all the way here around $47, and then try to continue up. So yeah, that's the plan for Coca-Cola. And from Coca-Cola, I will go to Arbitrum versus USDT. As you can see, this is the start of the chart on the 4 hour. So we don't have much information, and trading is based on information from the past, because you need to draw your support and resistance levels. But either way, I will try to chart this one. So we are at the 4 hour. Okay. So we do have an upwards momentum. We have gained this area, the $1.48, create a high, and now let's find an interesting entry. I will go to the hour chart. 15 minutes. Back to an hour. Okay. So locally we are going downwards, trying to find support somewhere. The $1.48 is already being tested. Okay. This one is high risk. So either a test of the $1.31 and try to print an higher high. That's the aggressive play. And the most defensive is the $1.1843, and then try to come back in the $1.48. I prefer to see the aggressive one to don't lose the momentum. And let's see how much that is. Still more than 30% up, so that's very nice. But I recommended to play it in price to reduce the risk, as this is a high risk coin. Okay, and from Arbitrum versus USDT, I will go to NetEase. NetEase stock. This is the monthly chart. Okay, low and high. High, low. And now facing resistance. From the monthly, I will change to the weekly. What do we see on the weekly chart? The low here, the $85 brought us all the way to the all-time high, the $133. We have lost this low, print lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Currently facing resistance here. We try to hold very aggressive here. Okay, interesting. We'll change to the daily. Okay. So if we manage to gain, print an high, then an entry around $85, and to try to break the $108. If we reject here, then we will probably go all the way back to the start of the impulse around $57 and try to come back in the $85. If we print an high, but not so high, then an entry around 71.31 will be nice. Yeah. So either print a higher high around 108 and entry around $85. We print an higher high around 101, then entry around $71, or we reject, go back to the start of the impulse around $57. Okay, and from NetEase, I will go to Ethereum. Also, nice green week. Important how we close this week's candle. And let's see if we can have a weekly gain next week. If we manage to have a good closure this week above 1940. Already tested here. Okay, nice. Okay, I will make last week's plan visible. And I will adjust it a little bit. From the weekly, I'll change to the daily. So after last week compression, we had extension to the upside. And so congrats if you took this trade. I will remove these scenarios. Okay, this one can go now. So clean up the chart a bit. Let's see what's important for now. So we try to break the 2142, and if we manage to break it and have a gain, then it's very nice. Okay. For now, we don't want to lose the low of 1840-45, because this low brought us all the way up here, the 2100. Okay. Let me draw some possible scenarios for the coming days. Either a test between 1845 and 1891, and then try to break the 2140, aiming for 2388. Yeah, or we go straight up, trying to aim for the 2388. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, or a very aggressive test that's around 1998. Aiming for the 2388. So 3 possible scenarios. Okay, that was it for Ethereum. Thank you guys for watching this week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button if you like this content. Follow me in all the socials. You can find it in the description down below or in the banner. And see you guys next week. Bye bye.